Well, hello and welcome to this stream. Hopefully everything's up and running. It seems to be, at least I think on my end. Just need to get my second monitor all set up so I can see certain things. That is the downside to this, and there's also a bit of lag. I think I'm running about 30 to 45 seconds ahead of where the stream is, so yeah. Hopefully they'll keep me right on what is working and what isn't working. So yeah, so today I'm just going to have a bit of a chilled evening, just catch up on Kinlaig, get a few things done, and yeah, just generally play the game, which is nice. We are in December. I have moved ahead from November, which was where the last episode left. I have my brew in hand, ready. I need to keep up with the chat as well. I always struggle to read the chat, play the game, and keep up. So, anyway, welcome. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Happy Life again. Thank you very much for the birthday wishes. And Sloth, nice to see you here as well. Hopefully you're going to come back soon then if you're just leaving yourself idle. But fair enough, you've got to sort the kids out. Right, so, if you watched the last episode, I was at the other farm, which was the starter farm. And I have had a bit more of a play around this morning, and I have added a few extra things in. So if let's see, we'll go into flight mode. I think that will be the easiest option. So I've added a multi-fruit silo for storage. There we have our silage bunker with some chaff in it already. We might get that compacted later. We have a calf barn. I think we did the sheep pen on the last episode, and then I've put a cow barn in over here with a bit of decorative trees around the edges. So again, there's our animals all sorted. I am debating whether to put some chickens on the farm. I think that seems reasonable too, but currently I haven't. I'm tempted to use the fenceless pastures for the chickens because that I think would be give them a much more free range, I think, effect rather than being penned in. That's good to hear. Happy that you're on your second coat here already. I'm on my fourth of the day, but first for the stream. So yeah, so we then have another storage shed here for 2 crops, and I think again we put in those sheds last episode, and then I've put in some greenhouses. And these are some very bespoke special greenhouses. That one's not that generic and base game, but the other 2 are unique. And we'll come on to that a little bit later on. Right, so fields, what do we have to do? Because we have a lot to do. I say we, it's that collective we of me. I have a lot to do. So we have 44 and 39 and 27 all done, but 26 has been harvested, so that's ready to prep. 46 has been harvested, is ready to prep. And that's the ones that are on near our farm. The co-op farm, we have 12, 14 and 17 that need some work doing to them. Oh, we actually own field 4 too. I can't quite remember why we own field 4 all the way over there. There was a reason behind it, I think, but yeah, I can't remember. It may well have had crop in it that I wanted at the time. So yeah, so we randomly own that field over there. We have quite a healthy bank balance again, which is good. That might come in handy as well. It might be that we purchase a bit more land over here. Those fields are all freshly prepared, ready for a crop. In fact, that's a good point. When can we put crop in the ground? Nothing till March really, because we're not doing cotton. So in March we could do oat, onions, peas, potatoes, spinach, sugar beet, sugarcane, sunflower. So a fair bit that can be done in March, to be fair. We have done onions historically. I was debating whether to do onions again. We now have the soup factory, so we could do onions. So that might be an option. We're currently on December. We're not going to stay in December, but we are currently there. Welsh, good evening. Nice to see you. And thank you for the birthday wishes. Davies Harmony, again, welcome and thank you. And happy life. I don't know why, but on my stream it says message retracted. So I don't know if you sent something and took it back or whether it was filtered by YouTube, but I've just noticed that it says message retracted. So if there is something there that you want me to see, you might have to try and post it again. And I'll hope you'll be looking when it posts. Right, so again, I'm not sure if you can hear my coffee cup getting picked up and put down frequently, but if you do, apologies. So we have red tape on as a mod, and I picked up a tractor demo, which was not that tractor. Where is it? It's here, this one. So we got the Challenger as a demo tractor. I'll be honest, didn't really need the demo because I've used this tractor a fair bit, so I'm fully aware of what it's capable of. But yeah, free tractor, why not? So we have that for 2 months, so we'll get that December and January. We might get it for February, but I think it'll be December, January. The other thing with red tape, well, a couple of things to be fair. First of all, the schemes. We had the crop promotion for parsnips. We got paid for fields 27, 39, 44 and 46, and that's what we got paid for them. So not too bad. That's quite a decent amount of money for focusing on a specific crop. So I don't think I would have done parsnips naturally. I only did it because it was one of the promotional crops. Now, Oz, I believe, has he put an update out for this, or is he going to put an update out for it? I'll be honest, I have to double check his Discord again, but there was an issue with crop promotion vehicles not ending and disappearing at the end of the contract. I do believe we are being paid for the contract or for the promotion, and it's in the log here as well, saying that we got paid. So it was between November and December, crossing over midnight. Downside, we got fined again. We got fined for manure, so we lost £5,000 for that, and we got fined £1,000 for the animal feed. Now the animal feed I can only assume is this. So in here we have, yes, we have no meadow and no food, so I have really lapsed on this one, and that's partly because I'm used to that having meadow grass. So first things first, I do have a trailer there. I think we need to put some food in there for the cows, otherwise they're going to go hungry and I'm going to get fined again. So that has been a faux pas on my part. I have kind of neglected the animals on this farm for a little bit. And if Sloth comes back or seeing that, he will see that I am going to need a crash counter again. Right, where is silage? Yeah, we're going to be skipping ahead to March at some point during this stream, so I do need to make sure they're fed ready for that. Okay, no problem. I'll be honest, it's the first time I'm using the YouTube Studio dashboard to see my chat stream. So I am actually watching the chat through that, and it obviously shows me that retracted message, whereas when I normally use it through YouTube itself, as if I was a viewer, I don't get to see that. Now, this was a bit of a faux pas. This vehicle for this size trailer full is maybe a bit of a mistake. I get this in? Yeah, yes I can. Hopefully I don't. No. I was worried I was going to do that. That was cope with it. Why is that? Am I doing this wrong? Why is my silage still full in that trailer? That's a new one. I've never had an issue where the trailer doesn't empty the contents. Oh, again, quick survey. What's my audio like? Can you hear me okay? Any issue with that? Not like that at all. Right, okay, that's a new one for me. I've never ever had a problem with emptying trailers. Now, I am playing a multiplayer map, and this trailer belongs to the other farm, but that shouldn't be an issue. Right, now that's going in there, okay. So why is that not emptying into, I'm sure this takes direct silage. That was the wrong place to go for that then, wasn't it? Yeah, it takes silage. Yeah, it really will not empty out into there. Yeah, right, okay, I'll just come back to that. Right, so we definitely, those cows need feeding, and ideally they need feeding sooner rather than later because they have no food. Have I got any other crop in there? Yes, I don't have hay. Right, let me add a bit of hay to the trailer and see if it takes hay. Yes, it's not taking that either. Right, okay, so first problems of the stream so far is accessibility of feeding the animals. Now, the downside is I've got a long drive to go and get my only trailer that I actually own directly and don't have through the other farm. Go this way and then across. So, while I'm travelling across the map to go and do a job that I thought would have been 5 minutes, end to end, and it's now going to be a lot longer. What's everyone's weekend been like? Have you done anything exciting? Have you been up to much? I assume most people, if you're working, you've been back to work today, and if you're at school, you've been back to school today. If not, what have you been doing? I've had my feet up on the sofa for a little bit of the day. Went out this morning for a walk with my 3-month-old niece. She didn't do much walking. She was pushed around like a princess. Remarkably, the weather up here is dry. The ground has been wet, but it's dry. It hasn't been raining much today. I mean, that's a shame. Happy that you're working at weekends, but I assume that's something that has to be done if you're working shifts or if you work a weekend rota. Welsh, when do you never not run around like a headless chicken? It seems a shame to have to bring all these back to the farm to empty and then reload, but it's what we're going to have to do. So Welsh, I got lots of clothing is the kind of the best way of describing what I got. So clothing and chocolate and like sweet snacky kind of foods, which is nice. That said, no birthday cake. Didn't get a birthday cake this year. I don't know if that was intentional or accidental by my family, but you know, it hasn't gone unnoticed that I didn't get a birthday cake this year. My food shopping normally comes on a Tuesday. I'll have time to stick a birthday cake on today's shopping for tomorrow. But maybe that's a bit too sad. And also I can't eat a full birthday cake on my own, so there's also that too. Oh, fair enough, happy. I mean, I'll be honest, if I had the opportunity to make extra money, I would be all up for that. Unfortunately, with the way my work works, what we class as overtime is time in lieu, so just time back. I don't actually get any extra physical cash in my pocket for it, so it doesn't serve much purpose to do overtime for stuff like that. I assume Italy in July, in peak heat, will be certainly interesting, but certainly a lot warmer than this country. So Weeman, thinking he's an Andrex puppy, does that mean he's been playing with the toilet rolls? Or is he just bouncing around as much like one? It's nice to see you in the stream. I haven't spoken to you for a while. Same with your family. Right, let's give this a try and see if this one works. So we have 20,000 litres in. No, so it's not. Why is this not working? Right, final thing, then we're going to have to move on because I'm not spending the entire evening playing with the cows. I'm going to spawn a bale in and see if the bale works. Right, so that took a bale. So if I put in some silage bales, I can then just delete the silage accordingly, can't I? Look at these bales, 5,000, so 5, 10, 15, 20, there's 20,000 litres in there. Put another 20,000 litres in. Right. That will have to do for now. We will sort the rest out, so if I get rid of that. Get rid of another 19,000. That's why we'll leave that. Okay. Job-wise. Actually, no. First things first. Let's kick it off with the whole reason behind all of you getting a brew with your stream. There is going to be a video tomorrow. I expect about 6 PM tomorrow. There'll be a video on Scruff's channel. And it is for a mod that I've produced and uploaded to ModHub and is now in the queue for testing. And it is called the Farmer's Brew. So it is essentially a greenhouse mod, partly because I can't make this a crop to add into a map as an individual player, a map maker could add the crop, it is a crop, or I could create a map and create it as a crop, but for the time being, for it to be a standalone mod, it needs to be a greenhouse mod. So in here you put in your tea seedlings, you grow some tea plants, you get some tea leaves, and then they go across to a factory and you get that turned into tea. And then with that there are some bespoke vehicles. Don't need super strength on either. So we have the Farmer's Brew transport. So this is where we take our final product to a sell point. And this is where we can transport our tea leaves to the factory. And then this one, just your regular bale or pallet trailer. Obviously in this case we use it for bales. But yeah, like everything, I like my my beacons, so I have beacons everywhere. I've got the mod that disables certain vehicles for tabbing into them. Otherwise I'd be tabbing into everything. Yeah, so beacons on pretty much everything, and then on this one, and I don't think I'll be able to see it from here. Yeah, there we go. So some rear beacons there with appropriate logos and decor. So yeah, so this is coming onto Mod Hub. Hopefully it goes through the month wait and gets passed straight away. I'll be honest, I have not had a single mod from Giant pass first time round, so I expect this is going to get kicked back with a few minor things to correct and amend, and then it'll go into the testing queue again, and that's going to be about 15 days to do the update, which is a bit of a shame. So in terms of the mod itself, so greenhouse, you have tea decaf. Now I did a bit of research. Apparently to make decaf tea, I don't know the specifics of how you make decaf tea, but you need carbon dioxide. So again, there is carbon dioxide that has to go in to produce the decaf version. Otherwise just tea seedlings and water. Once you get your tea leaves, like I said, they will go to the tea factory, and the tea factory will make tea, biscuit tea, decaf tea, gold tea, jam and toast, and winter fruits. So these teas have all been based around a well-known UK brand, and these are genuine flavours that have been produced historically or are currently in production. I don't think biscuit tea is currently in production anymore. I think even jam and toast might be a defunct brand blend now. Winter fruits technically was a made up one. That is specifically just for this mod, and that just gives a few extra things. Strawberries and grape juice will do the winter fruits variant, and because grapes are or grape juice is not the simplest thing to get, you don't need grape juice. You can put grapes in and it'll convert to grape juice, so you don't need to process the grapes into juice directly and then put in here. You can do it just with the grapes themselves. And then you can also produce some oat biscuits to go with your cup of tea. And again, flour, oat, butter, sugar, milk gives you your oat biscuits. And then there are some products that will come out of that, and I am actually going to leave the display of the products to Scroft's video. I'm not going to show everything in this. So yeah, right, let's get some actual farm work done. Now, I can't plant anything this month, and I'm fairly certain my seeder is a direct seeder, so I don't need to do any field prep. So I think it might be the right time to skip to March. Now I'm not going to do that till I get back to the other farm because I need to keep a check on the cows. Because otherwise they're going to go hungry again and I'm going to get fined because Oz is quite harsh like that. He likes to fine people if you don't feed your cows and animals. Right, again I'm doing it again where I'm kind of neglecting the chat, so what have I missed? Welsh, thank you kindly for that. Yes, I know you've been following it. Once Croft's done his video, I might be looking out to a couple of extra people to maybe get an early release version of it if you're interested. I'm fairly certain the answer to that's going to be yes, but you know, I could be wrong. And Happy, yes, I agree. Oxy's new map is certainly on my my to-do list. As soon as that comes out, I'll be on it straight away. I just, yeah. By all accounts, it's not going to be too long before it goes to Giants for testing and stuff. So again, who knows when it might come. Not too long now, but we're looking at what, February? So you're looking at easy at least a month, if not two. Is it internal? Actually, is it not internal testing? It's going to next, so it's going to be at least a month of that. So yeah, I can't see us getting that one till about April, even May time now. But the sooner the better. Right. Let's watch the food and then skip time and see where we are. I don't think I've got anything else I need to keep an eye on while I'm skipping time, but who knows. I've been fined again, £1,600 what I've been fined for this time. Oh. Animal conditions and animal feed. Oh. Where is blog? So £900 for animal feed. I mean, I imagine that's for the first few hours, so between midnight and 9 AM. And then the animal conditions, that will be because they were in low health because they were starving for a few hours. So yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Oh, we're almost out of food again, so let's get that spawned in again. It's 2,000. $5,000. There's 70,000. That should keep us going for a bit, so keep a check on how much I'm touching up here. Oh, the other thing I need to worry about is manure too. I can't have more than This red tape mod is fantastic, except when you're streaming and skipping months. So, manure management. I can only store 30,000 litres of manure, so let's keep an eye on that too, because that's going to have to be monitored. Oh, plus side, if I'm out of straw, how can I produce manure, is it? But then I'm going to get fined for the annual bedding. This mod, it's fantastic when you're playing the game naturally, but when you're doing stuff like this is not what this mod's for. I think we just take the hit on whatever fines we get. Do it again. Right, so 120,000 litres of silage I need to take out of what we have. I hope we have 120,000 litres. We do, right, okay. Mind you, happy, I must admit on that mod, I haven't made chocolate briskets. I could add chocolate into it, I think. That might be a good suggestion on that. It's interesting, Happy, if the map might be available within due course for PC players. Not gonna lie, I'm a PC player, so I'd get the benefit of that. Right, so what we're looking at, we're 43 minutes in and I've faffed around with the animals. I swear to God, I think because I've asked Scruff to look at this mod for me, I've become an A-grade faffer. I can't believe I spent 43 minutes just faffing with animals. Right, that's the feed out the way for now. I'm plugging into the fine because I'm not going to pay any more attention to those animals today. Let's get the seeder out and let's get some seeding done. So, crop-wise, what do we think? What we're going to put into the ground? If I got seed here? No, that's probably not seed. I'm going to have to go and buy some seed now as well, aren't I? Oh. that's not seed either. Right, so crops. We have the option of oat, onions, peas, potatoes, spinach, sugar beet, sugarcane, sunflower. So, can I do any of those other crops? Do peas and spinach. Can't do potatoes on this one. Can't do sugar beet, can't do potatoes, can't do sugarcane. So sunflowers, spinach, peas, or oats. Those are your options. I do have an onion. Well, actually, I don't have an onion planter. I've got an onion picker up a thingamajig. Right, yeah. So of those crops, which crops do you want to see me put into the ground? And I am going to head across to field 46 to give you time to think about what I'm going to put in. Happy about the feedback to Oxy. Was that not just for a very select, trusted group of people? I don't think that was just all around PC players. I do think GitHub will get the map sooner than everyone else, but I think initially for this month it might just be for a very small handful of people to do bug testing. Whatever pays the most. Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to have to work out what that is then. I am quite a keen moneymaker, but I don't keep track of stuff like that as much as I really should. Right, that's it all set up. So what else do we have? We've got oats, peas, spinach and sunflowers. So where are we at? Oats are about 1,100 litres. Peas are 2,000. Spinach is not very much at all in terms of per 1,000 litres, but you probably get more yield as well. So that's the other thing I don't really keep track of is price per 1,000 litres is one thing, but because they also produce different yield quantities, that might be misleading. And sunflowers is 1,400. I think unless anyone else has got any other suggestions, and I will wait 30 seconds to get the stream to catch up with this, I'm considering putting oat in. Partly because it's a 4-month turnaround, so it won't be in the ground for very long, and it gives us something to harvest in a short space of time. The other thing, which I haven't mentioned yet, is Oz has also got another mod called it's a moisture mod, and I am testing that along with a few other people, and I've put that onto this save game. I did chuckle I put on the save game, and no sooner had I put on the save game, there was a message in the Discord saying that the current version has an issue where it doesn't always it doesn't treat your save games very friendly, and it can break them. So I've actually made a backup of this save game just in case that does happen. But yeah, so the moisture, if you look at the bottom there, we have current moisture is 22.6%. The expected range I'm getting for just a barren field is between 9 and 23%, but I don't know if that makes any difference when seeding. It obviously makes a difference when you're pulling the crop out of the ground, but since we don't have a crop, I don't know if that makes a difference. I don't think it does. Right, so I'm going to go with oats and I'm going to make a start. So, if I just do a short strip here, that hasn't changed. Interesting. I wonder if it needs to wait for the crop to go through, because that says harvested parsnips and that says oats, but the moisture is still the same. Yeah, so I'm not going to get that much yet, but yeah, at some point we'll be able to see what moisture the oats need. In fact, I'll do that now anyway. On here, oats need a moisture of 13 to 14% to give you 100% pricing, because it doesn't adjust your yield, it adjusts your pricing of the product. So if I got 1,000 litres of oats and they normally go for £1,000 per 1,000 litres, and I have a different moisture range, I would get less than that price. I'll go into that a bit more in detail a bit later once I've done this field. Right. What is everyone else up to this evening other than just watching my delightful stream? Is anyone on their second or third brew yet? I'm only 4 or 5 sips into my brew. That's the only downside to doing this. I am talking too much. I don't know if that's good or bad sometimes. Dean, you've been quiet. Are you back yet, or are you still dealing with the children? I do it every time. I always do the headlands first when I'm putting crop in the ground. I really should do that last. The advantage is it's a game, so it won't make a massive difference. But I'd like to think realistically a farmer would do the up and downs before doing the headlands. That said, I have seen a few videos on YouTube where the farmers have been actually doing the up and downs after they've done the headlands. So I don't know if it does make a difference. Oh, very nice. Happy. I am off all week, so I will also be relaxing tomorrow as well. Potentially catching up on a bit of housework. I did not feel like doing any of that today, for obvious reasons. I'll be honest, Welsh, I haven't really played Ghost Recon Wildlands, so can't help you on that one. I am the kind of person that's a one game person. When I'm focused on a game, I don't tend to stop between other games. When I get bored of a game, I will then go and focus on another game. So I'll spend months on one game, then I'll spend months away from it while I deal with another game. It's the way I've always been. Never managed to navigate multiple games concurrently. That's good to hear, Weeman, as well. Yes, I can't believe we're almost an hour in already as well. That's gone by way too fast. I was half tempted to make this just a very short 1 hour stream, but like I said, we're barely in, so I'm certainly not ending this anytime soon. I think we will probably cap out at 9 o'clock, but we'll see how the next hour goes. I certainly appreciate all your support in hopping on and watching, all your comments. For anyone who is watching at the minute and you're not subscribed, I'm going to do all the YouTube stuff now, so again, please hit the like buttons, hit that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. If nothing else, Welsh is I think last time I checked you were on 666 subscribers Welsh. I'm quite a lot behind that now, so I would very much like to try and catch up with Welsh. So yeah, so please, if you haven't hit subscribe, please do so. It would really help me out. Can't let the Welsh get ahead of the English, can we? And yeah, comments on videos make a massive difference too. I have noticed that any video that gets a set of comments on it gets a lot better traction than videos that get no comments on. So yeah, anything you can do to help me out like that, we really, really appreciate it. I also mentioned, I might as well do it in the live stream as well, in the last video, that I have had a couple of comments from people, and I've had feedback from other people who do YouTube, that time lapses aren't always things that people watch. They tend to skip to the end of the time lapse and then just continue with the rest of the episode. So I am debating whether to strip out the time lapsing elements, not entirely, just limit myself. I think I already limit myself to 2 time lapses per episode maximum, but I'm strongly considering doing a maximum of 1 time lapse per video, and hoping doing a bit more chit chat, and then obviously a few jump cuts. I know some people don't really like jump cuts either, but I'll be honest, I'm seeding a field here of oats. If you're playing the game, you know that that's what's happening. You don't need to watch me do the entire field. Obviously on a live stream you do, you don't have a choice. But on a video, a lot of people might just end up skipping to the end of the field. So again, certain things I might just jump ahead. It also gives me a chance to get a bit more work done within the episode as well. So it has an advantage. I'm also looking at potentially what my next map might be. Now, I did briefly pop back onto Saxingham, but I'll be honest, it didn't seem to get much traction. So I think I'm sticking with Kinlaig, and I think my gut feeling is to stick this one out until Oxy's Whitcomb Park comes out, and then that's where we move to. But if anyone's got any other suggestions of a UK based map that they'd like to see me play on before Oxy's map comes out, because again, I'm just mindful that how long is a piece of string, and I could say I'm going to hold out for Oxy's map, but that might be a month, might be 2 months, might be 3 months, could be longer. So it might well be that we need another map in the interim period just to keep things fresh, and then whatever map I do move to, I have thoughts in my mind as to how we'll end up playing that game style. I was debating going back on to Garth Farm. I haven't really spent as much time on that map as I would like, and it's quite a small compact map, which is good. So again, it may well be that that I get onto that one and give that a bit of a whirl before Oxy's map comes out. Hello Turtle, and thank you kindly for the messages. I hope you're doing well. the other thing I was really just worried about there was I have just double checked that my mic was still unmuted because I did not key very close to my keyboard mute button and thought I could have been there talking to myself for the last 10-15 minutes. The other thing I want to try and do as well, which again I don't do live streams that often. There's multiple reasons why maybe don't do a live stream as much as maybe I could or should. I think certainly from a YouTube perspective it would be very beneficial doing more live streams than I currently do. But it's a lot of self-waffle, and whilst the chat is very active and I really do appreciate that, it still feels very much a one-sided conversation sometimes, and I don't do those very well. So I am hoping or wanting to try and do a bit more live streaming, but I think I'm going to have to try and change things up a bit, and I'm going to have to very well take a bit of a leaf from your book, and the way I do it might have to be in a voice channel with other participants. So there's a bit of two-way conversation. I think that would help me immensely. Whilst I am a good waffler, it's just nice to have someone to bounce the conversation back. And Sloth, yes, it is very nice seeing you back in the room. You have missed me faffing around with cows, because my cow shed for some reason will not take loose material. So I tried feeding silage, it wouldn't take it. Tried feeding hay, it wouldn't take it. It did take bales, but it wouldn't take loose, which is a huge issue. Actually, where am I going? Which field am I to next? 86, so back up the other side of the farm. Yeah, so you missed me spending, or what? Was it a good 20 minutes maybe? Easy 20 minutes faffing around with cows, which I thought was going to be a 5-minute job. I've done that field of oats. We've got another field to do. And yes, I'm always faffing around, but learn from the best. Yeah, so I'm hoping to do a few more live streams. I would like to try and do them a bit more regularly, but again, ideally with a voice channel in mind, so I can hop on and have a conversation with people and just chat in general. Nothing specific, doesn't have to be gaming related, doesn't have to be farming related, just a bit of general banter is my aim, but I'm not quite sure how or where to do that from just yet. Hopefully we have enough oats, seeds in here to do the oat field here. This was the cornfield, wasn't it? Yeah, a slot that does it makes a massive difference having someone to talk to as opposed to just talking to yourself. I am hoping that by doing it that way, it makes things a bit more interesting for other people to watch, but also a bit of active participation. And yeah, absolutely right. It is about the interactions, and I will give a lot of people in this room credit for all your comments and keeping the chat going that way, because that does make a difference. streaming, yes, that is also an additional thing that I like. I do miss the multiplayer. There are benefits to single player gameplay, but I heavily do miss hopping onto a multiplayer. It may well be that's maybe how I do the live stream. Maybe I do a multiplayer series where we just hop on together and do a bit of general farming and chit chat. Yes, Roth, don't worry about it. You have a lot of things going on in your life currently. I think I was saying earlier, I went for a bit of a walk this morning with my 3-month-old niece. And by walking, I did the walking, she got wheeled around in a pram. So, you know, taken like a princess. But not again, I'm doing the headlands first again, and that last field I said that was an issue, and I've gone back to my default and done it again. Right, let's leave the headlands until I've done the up and downs. Let's try and do a bit of real farming. See, I think Turtle for me, I do my videos a lot different to how I do my live streaming, so I don't think I can even make that work that way, if I'm honest. Not a bad idea though. I mean, thankfully I've not had 0 views yet. I have had a few people in the stream tonight, which is good. I mean, this time of year, though, colds and other ailments are quite aplenty, so it doesn't take much, and what you might not have more than just a light sniffle might impact the kids a lot easier. There's certainly bonus elements to that turtle, just whacking the start button and going for it. I must admit, I did have every intention today to do a bit of a game plan for what I was going to do tonight. I was just, again, hitting that go button. But I do feel very much like this has been just to hit the go button and start. In fact, to the point when I had the 2-minute countdown, my game was still loading in. I wasn't even in the game. I thought if that 2 minutes is going to run out before I log into the game, this could be quite a mistake. So I was playing it very fast and loose, I think, to how this went. But yeah, it is what it is. I think the hard part for YouTube, from my experience, is recording an episode and how long the episode is compared to how long it's taken to record the episode is massively different. So I can spend upwards of 4 to 6 hours recording 20 minutes worth of content, and that's partly down to the fact that, like I said, I've done these 2 fields of oat, and ultimately with these 2 oat fields, if these were just time lapse, we spent maybe what, 10 minutes, maybe even 15 minutes doing these fields, and this would be a maximum of 4 minutes as a recording. So for what's been potentially 15 minutes worth of effort, it's only got me 4 minutes worth of video. And if you replicate that across different things, so again, when I've done trips up to the castle with product, yeah, it might only be about a 2-minute drive, but that's 2 minutes I'm going to skip out the video. I'm going to say I'll meet you up there. Same with the return journey, same to going to the warehouse. All those little bits add up. Sometimes I'll do a bit of field prep off camera, or might so like I say, seed the field here, but then I might lime or fertilise it off camera and then come back and cut in and do the next task. So all those things need doing, so you end up playing the game for a lot of time but not recording a great deal. And yes, happy. I must admit, I do like playing the game, and that's not a knock on when I am doing the video recording. If I'm just playing the game, I can get lost in it, and I spent a lot of time today playing the game, just playing it. And it was nice being able to do that. No pressure, no recording, nothing like that. But yeah, things like that take a long, long time. And then there's some days where I think, right, that's the kind of harvest I need the closest back for. So instead of spending 6 hours doing potatoes in a regular harvester, let's get that closest beast out, and let's whip it around the field, get it done within the hour. Yeah, there's bonuses for all ways of doing it, I think. Playing realistically is good, but equally it's time consuming. Now, here's the key thing. Am I going to have enough seeds left to get this field complete? I'll be honest, I don't know how to do a voting thing on this. I don't think it's even set to do voting, but cast your comments in there as to whether you think I've got enough seeds to do this field or not. I'm gonna guess that I have, but I think it's gonna go very, very, very close to running out. So, next question to you all as well. If I was to start up a multiplayer live stream, who would hop on, or who would be willing to or wanting to hop onto it? Sloth, I don't think that's a you issue. I think that I set the live stream of 2 days ago, and I think it did the link post 2 days ago when I made the stream link. It doesn't seem to do a post when it goes live, but I don't think I got that anywhere. So I don't know if that's something I did differently or not. Yeah, Turtle, and that's my dilemma, especially when I'm doing recordings, is I want to play the game, but I also know that I need to play the game a certain way when I'm recording to get what I want for the video. And sometimes I only have an hour spare to do a video, and I don't have the 6 hours to do all the playing around the video. So there's a very fine balance sometimes, and you can't. I have tried this in the past, but you can't cheat it. And I know that sounds really weird, but you can't. So I quite happily have, on let's say video, done the first field of seeding oats, and then come to this one and put it down through EasyDev. Now EasyDev for the seeding maybe isn't too bad. When it comes to lime and fertilizer, it doesn't apply the lime and fertilizer the same way as actually doing it. So I would still need to do those things. So I can't EasyDev this crop in with the appropriate level of fertilizer or lime. Now whether that's a bug with EasyDev, I don't know, but ultimately I can't do it that way. So for me, I think, well, if I'm going to have to do it properly anyway, let's just do it properly. Well, we're getting close to running out of seeds here, but do you think we've got enough? Essentially only 1.5 headlands, so might have enough. If you let me know, Sloth, because I didn't get a link on any of my places. I don't know, we have a server link pushed out. So I think it's because I set the stream up 2 days ago. It pushed the link out then. But I also don't know how to do anything more than that. Because I don't really want the live stream link to go out just before the live stream. I do want it to be pushed out in advance so people know that there's a live stream coming up. Kind of makes sense, I think. I'm not sure. Actually, no, it hasn't done anywhere else either, so it might be a YouTube issue. Maybe YouTube have bugged out a bit. Right, 90 litres left, and I've got that top corner to do. One strip as well. I genuinely hope I have enough seeds to do this field, because if not, I am not coming back to do the rest. It'll have to be left. Yeah, Turtle, I must admit, again, I've had similar thoughts where if I just want to play the game and not do content, I will have a different save for that. Garth Farm was meant to be that. That was what I was meant to be doing. Is Garth Farm was playing privately, and then this was my actual streaming or recording map. But I'll be honest, I only ever play on this map. I don't have the time outside of recording to just play the game anymore because I spend that much time doing the recording elements of it. Because even the bits I'm not properly recording, I am still doing it for the recording, if that makes sense. Right, so that is the field done. And we have 52 litres left, so that came very, very close to not having enough. We will, however, need to go and buy some seeds, because I don't have any left. Now, what I will be doing though, before I go and do our next task, I am going to have a very quick intermission, because I need a fresh brew. So if you give me a couple of minutes, I will be back momentarily. Right, and I'm back. So, hopefully that wasn't too long of an intermission. Let's have a look at the comments before I continue. No bother, Turtle. I appreciate you may not be here when I'm commenting on your comment, but thank you very much for joining, and I will hopefully catch you around soon. Hope you're feeling a bit better in due course as well. I agree with you though. Equipment to help the content creation is always the best thing to do. Right, now why have I got an error on my stream now? Audio stream's current bitrate is lower than recommended. I'm not sure what that means, if I'm honest, because not sure it's because when I took a break and it was muted, if it just thought that was a low bit rate. Anyway, right, so that's those two fields done. Do I have any air? It's a lime spreader, isn't it? So I've got the lime spreader and I've got manure that we need using up. Manure we got. Not a huge amount, mind. I see, now I'm getting the opposite. Now I've got too high of a bit rate. I think that intermission kind of messed up the stream settings in YouTube Studio. I'm not going to worry too much about it, so let me know if there's any issue with the stream. But yeah, it is what it is. I'll see the I messed up. Done something wrong. You still... that question it is stopped apparently. I don't know what's going on. I clicked the button, I made a mistake. Now I think I've lost the stream. See, on that, I clicked something. I'm back on it. It looks like it's streaming properly, but I'm not sure if you can hear me or not. You can hear me, can you? Okay. That's even weirder, that you can hear me but you can't see the stream. Just moving around on my map to see if my stream changes the visual as well. Yes. So can you actually see the actual game? Okay, right, okay, so that's fair enough. I genuinely don't know what I did there. I clicked something I shouldn't have clicked on because I had that bitrate error message. So at least we're back. Right, perfect. I'm turning into Welsh here by having technical issues during a live stream. Right, so I was saying I have manure, which I don't think we're going enough to do the full field, and also it's going to be a bit of a trek to go and do that. We do have slurry. Can I use slurry in March? Can I say that with the red tape mod on? So red tape, slurry management. Yeah. September, December I can't use it, but outside of that I can. So I think that's what we end up doing. And yeah, absolutely happy. It is also the perks or the pitfalls of live streaming. That's why, again, I like doing videos, because I can cut all the mistakes out. So, slurry. Can I get that out from here without going into the field? I hope I can. Misjudged that a little bit. Oh, I can. Perfect. Right, so I'm going to fill that up. And then I'm going to come back and get the actual slurry spreader. And that should be, in theory, enough to do the first field. Yeah, I think we'll end the stream about 9 o'clock. Or we may even end it after the slurry application on these two fields. 50,000 litres. Get that up here. Mind you, that's the other pitfall for that little intermission of errors. I'm down my viewer numbers now massively. Everyone decided to leave and abandon me. And I wouldn't blame you either for that. So with any luck as well, this live stream will help boost my viewing hours, because I'm very, very close to hopefully getting monetized on this channel, but I'm still several hundred hours below the threshold, so I'm hoping that doing a 2-hour live stream boosts that a little bit. It normally does when I do a live stream, if I'm honest. Right. Just me happy. As much as I've been doing recordings and a few live streams, I still very much feel like that myself. I think you need a certain skill set to feel natural with it, but it might get there eventually for me. Yeah, Sloth, it's that good old law, isn't it? Where when things can go wrong, they will go wrong. Right, let's get the slurry in and put down. But equally happy, sometimes you just have to go for it. So if you ever feel like going and giving it a try, just give it a go. The worst that will happen, as Turtle said, is no one will watch. Why is that only 96%? I'm sure that had 50,000 litres in that tanker. That's a different issue. So, get this done. So, the final 15-20 minutes or so, final thoughts. Like I said, if you wouldn't mind in the feedback with what comments on what map you want me to transfer to as and when, if I need to do so before Whitcomb Park comes out, and your thoughts and feedback on what to do with time lapses. I think happy the key thing for me, and the best way for me for doing it would be go for it if you want to try it, but do what works for you. At the end of the day, I do the recordings predominantly to motivate me to play the game. So that's the way I do it. I do this as my incentive to play the game. If it wasn't for that, would I do it? Potentially not. Now, could I play the game without that motivation? Again, equally now I think I could. I think early on when I first got 22, before I was doing YouTube, it was very hit and miss as to whether I was on the map or not. So starting the recording gave me that motivation of what to come onto the game for. And yeah, like Sloth says, just be yourself basically. A bit like this, just sit back, relax and chill until everything goes wrong, then you panic. I'm hoping, if that's a 50,000 litre tanker, there's enough to get this entire field done without having to do another run. No, that's very true as well, Happy. doesn't always come natural to do something that you're not normally. But then equally, some people have a persona that they put on for videos or for the public life. There's nothing wrong with it either, to be fair. Especially if you're doing a roleplay kind of persona. The only good thing about this game, I mean, there's a lot of good things about the game, but the only good thing about this game is at least this does not smell. I can't imagine what this must smell like when you're doing it in reality. I don't think I could cope doing actual slurry spreading. I've got an aversion to potent smells. Let's leave it at that. Oh, I'm very much aware of what it smells like, Happy. I live in a very rural area, and in the spring periods when they start getting this slurry out, yeah, it's quite a potent smell when you're outside driving through the area. So I can only imagine what it smells like when you're actually doing it yourself. Because I suspect there's very little of it that can be where you can get acclimatized and used to it. That's the other downside I don't like with this version of Farm Sim, is the slurry, lime, all the kind of natural fertilizer options leave that streaky look on your fields. I know that that's realistic to some extent, however, at least in 22, for my OCD, it just made the entire field, when it had the right level of the appropriate material, it would just be a solid green or a solid yellow or a solid orange. It wouldn't have the streaks that this does, and that just, it does bug me sometimes. And I'm fairly certain that is true, Happy. However, I think slurry spreading is going to be one of those things where getting used to it is going to be a very difficult thing in the short term. Right, do I have enough here to do this? I've got a funny feeling that container is going to be empty. Oh no, there's a bit left. Right. and get these 2 passes done then. I think after I've done this field, I think most of the time, I think we'll just call it after this field. I don't think I'll go and do the other one, at least not on the stream. I don't even need it full now. Get that done, get this last strip done. Right, that's the field work done. I will come back for that trailer as well, otherwise I'll forget that it's there and then I'll be looking all over the place for it. We best check the animals for food. I have played 1x speed deliberately, so I wasn't going to be worrying too much on that front. $17,000 litres, so if I put another 20,000 in, that should cover me for the next month. I'm going to have to work out why it's not letting me tip food in there, because it has done in the past, so I don't know if it's just a glitch and when I reload it in it might work again, or if it's a bigger issue. And I say that because I did tweak that cow barn mod this morning, so I may have broken it without knowing that I've broken it. I don't know how. All I have done is the manure in the barn itself, I try to raise the trigger a little bit higher because the manure trailer, wherever that is. Where is my manure trailer? Ah, that manure trailer doesn't pick up the manure from the cow barn, just from the extension. So I went in to tweak it to raise it slightly. So I don't know if by doing that, that somehow impacted the trigger for tipping the food. It shouldn't have done. They are 2 separate triggers, but yeah, I need to look at that. Right, 20,000 litres of silage. So, I haven't really cheated, I've just cheated the method of getting it in there because it wasn't working. The joys of live streaming, but it is what it is. Anyway, genuinely, for those who have joined me tonight to watch this, if you've watched it throughout, then fantastic, thank you very much for your support. Even for the people who've just dipped in and out briefly, then again, I appreciate every person who's at least tapped into this stream. Hopefully some of it's been of watchable, enjoyable content, and then ultimately hit that like button, hit the subscribe button on the videos, put a few comments in. Once this goes into its live stream area, you can add comments there as well if you want to. Would appreciate that too, and I look forward to seeing you on the next stream and the next video. So from me, Mr. Dex, thank you all for watching, and bye for now.